Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Ben. What's up, Ben?
Hello.
What's up, Chris?
Hey, guys. What's up?
All right, man. So what's going on with Solo?
So, yeah, there was this story that came out earlier today. Right now, it's still a rumor. It hasn't been confirmed yet. But they were talking about how there are some reshoots scheduled for, I believe, the end of January,
Okay.
potentially. And they might take like a week or two, possibly 3 weeks to do the reshoots.
Okay. Now, is this going to affect the release date?
I doubt it.
Okay.
Yeah, as far as we've heard, they're pretty locked into that release date of May.
So there's nothing out of the ordinary. It's business as usual.
I wouldn't say it's anything too strange. I mean, the situation itself is kind of weird because of how much of the movie's been reshot already. However, I mean, these are kind of the way I'm looking at it is that these are the reshoots that would have normally taken place if the movie was shot like this with Ron Howard at first. So, I mean, it makes sense that, they reshot most of the movie. It's almost like they made a whole new movie. And, of course, that would need reshoots, anyway, just like, almost any movie would need. It's just unfortunate that this is coming. It seems to be coming down to the wire.
Yeah.
However, it is coming out, as of right now, it's coming out in May. So they do have some time to get it, the way they want it and ready to go.
Okay.
So
we're not in jeopardy of it getting delayed.
I wouldn't say like it's definitely not going to be, but I doubt that it will be at this point.
You doubt that it'll be delayed?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what's going on with this Transformers? What is that, an animated show?
Yeah, so apparently they are doing another animated show. This is actually the first I've heard of it. I haven't been too interested in Transformers lately, just because I've been interested in other things and busy with other things.
Okay.
But apparently they're going after a pretty good amount of voice actors for this show. I know that also, too, I believe it's the same show, I think anyway. Earlier today, one of my favorite wrestlers, for those of you who don't know, I'm a very big wrestling fan. Samoa Joe has been confirmed to be the voice of Predaking, Predaking in this show, I believe. So that's awesome. I mean, Samoa Joe he's also a very big Godzilla fan, so to find out that he's also like a Transformers fan is pretty cool.
Now, isn't Mark Hamill also signed?
Yeah, I heard Mark Hamill potentially, yeah.
And Ron Perlman.
Wow. Are they going to be Decepticons, or are they going to be...
I could see Ron Perlman potentially being a Decepticon. I think Mark Hamill... I don't know. It depends on if they're going to have, like, maybe a villain that Mark Hamill can... Because Mark Hamill can do any voice, really.
Is he going to do, like, Starscream or something, or no?
That would be interesting, seeing him as Starscream. I'd like to see Ron Perlman voice, like, Ironhide. Or
yeah, he'd be good for someone with a gruff voice, because he has that deep...
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, of course, the voice of Optimus is the same, right?
I actually don't know, to be honest with you. I can't see why Peter Cullen wouldn't want to do it, to be honest. But
yeah. Okay. And now, what does this take place? This is just another universe, or is it just...
Most likely. I don't really know too much about it, to be honest.
And it's probably based off the new toy line that's coming out called Power of the Primes.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Each show is based off the toy line that preceded it. Like Combiner Wars was the first show.
Right.
Whatever the toy line was, that was the second one. Is this one, and then Power of the Primes is the third one.
I see.
What was that? Robots in Disguise? Was that the second one?
No, Robots in Disguise was the more kid-friendly show on Cartoon Network. What's the toy line? Combiner Wars was one. I don't know. I forgot the second one. I know just the first and the third.
Okay. Now, any word about Godzilla 2?
I haven't heard. Well, they're actually yes and no. This is really like a non-story. It's not that interesting, but I mean, it could relate to something in the movie. So I would say that this isn't really a big deal. It's nothing to get too worked up about. But what was very strange is that there was this like this GIF online that shows this guy like waving his hand in front of a tank where there's this like lizard in it, and like as the guy waves his hand, the lizard like mockingly waves its hand as well, right? It's kind of a funny video.
I saw that, the gecko.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And the director of Godzilla 2 tweeted that specifically to Millie Bobby Brown.
Why?
So immediately after he did that, everyone was like, oh no, she's going to somehow communicate with Godzilla in this movie, isn't she?
Oh my God.
So,
or is it Mothra?
Well, it was a lizard in the tank.
Okay.
So, I mean, now I'm not thinking anything of it. I really think that it was just something funny that he happened to see, and he was like, you know, hey,
right,
I'm going to tweet this out. However, people being able to communicate with Godzilla is not a new concept.
Right.
So, I mean, it's possible. We know that there's going to be obviously there's going to be a heavy influence from, you know, the old Godzilla films in this, because we've got Mothra, Rodan, and Ghidorah. We've got the Oxygen Destroyer, which is apparently showing up in this movie.
Oh wow!
So anything's possible.
That's crazy. Any word you got?
The Transformers show is called the Prime Wars Trilogy.
Okay. Now, what is going on with, because Godzilla 2 is done filming, right, or no?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it's been done for a while.
So now, what is going on with the setup for Godzilla 3, which would be what? Godzilla vs. Kong?
Yeah. So apparently they may start filming that this year. I heard that they might be filming again in Atlanta, potentially. Okay. Which is, I think that's where Black Hall Studios is, where Godzilla 2 was filmed. Right. That doesn't necessarily mean that the movie is taking place there. Mm-hmm. It could just be where they're filming. However, we don't really know too much about it. I know that a couple of weeks ago that some people claimed that there was a plot leak for the movie that came out, and it was completely false. It wasn't. There was no semblance of a plot in this at all. So I don't think any of that is real. I know too that the Skull Island Birth of Kong comic series ended. Nothing too crazy with that. Mm-hmm. However, it is a very good story. I definitely recommend picking it up because there are several new monsters introduced. And we get some more backstory about what happened to Kong's parents and his whole species. And again, they started introducing some very sci-fi elements into this universe that I wasn't necessarily expecting. Specifically, someone having the ability to see into the past and stuff, and having these visions of things that happened in the past. So I definitely think that the idea for Godzilla 2014, that it was going to be all grounded and whatnot, I think that might be starting to erode away a bit, and they're possibly opening up to a more, sci-fi idea with these monster movies, which is fine with me as long as it doesn't go too far off the rails.
Now, as far as we know right now in January, Godzilla vs. Kong is it.
Yes.
But that's not necessarily true.
As of right now, it is.
We don't know if there's going to be more.
We don't know. However, we have some conflicting evidence, if you want to call it evidence, that for the MonsterVerse continuing and for the MonsterVerse ending with Godzilla vs. Kong, the main evidence for it continuing is that at least one of the actors or actresses, one of the actresses that signed on to Godzilla 2, I believe, her character is apparently, what it said, almost per quote, is that she's going to have a big part in the MonsterVerse from here.
Is that Millie Bobby Brown?
No, it was one of the other actresses.
Kira Famija?
No.
No.
So that could potentially mean they're planning to go past Godzilla vs. Kong. I also think that if Godzilla 2 and Godzilla vs. Kong do very well, I think they'd be pretty foolish to stop.
But would Toho stop it?
No, but they would be, as far as we know, they would be contractually allowed to release Shin Gojira 2 after Godzilla vs. Kong. So we wouldn't see a MonsterVerse movie probably for a little while until
So basically,
Toho does what they do.
Toho is enjoying making a nice piece of change.
I can't see why they wouldn't, because it was because of Godzilla 2014 that they were able to make Shin Gojira.
And it isn't egos. It's that this is a business. They're making the money. And as long as it continues to make money, they may allow them to continue.
Well,
correct?
as long as they continue to make money, and as long as Godzilla is continued to be respected, because they were very pleased with Godzilla 2014.
Okay.
And as long as nothing really stupid happens,
okay,
I think they will be fine.
Right.
With Legendary making more movies. The thing that worries me, I don't know how this is going to go down with Godzilla vs. Kong. If you asked me right now, I am under the impression that Kong walks out of that movie as the victor.
Oh, come on.
I foresee that happening with the way
They
he was
won't allow
handled.
that.
They can't stop it.
What do you mean they can't stop?
They can't stop it. We have the rights to use the character, but they cannot step in and be like, you can't have him lose.
That's bull. You mean to tell me that they don't have a stipulation that Godzilla has to win everything?
Absolutely not.
I thought they did.
They do not have.
So they can step in and say that Kong can't be called King Kong because they feel
Kong
that Godzilla
can't be called King Kong because that's a legal issue.
A legal
not
issue.
with Toho.
Okay.
Kong has to be called
It's
Kong.
public domain.
Yeah, but this Kong isn't, though. That's why he's just called Kong. Nobody can use this Kong character from the MonsterVerse.
Nobody can just say Kong.
Yeah, they have to use either King Kong or something else.
Or
something if I remember those terms correctly. But
okay.
with Godzilla, I personally think that, and I could be wrong, but I think that in Godzilla 2 we're going to see a bit more of a violent Godzilla who's going to probably cause a pretty damn good amount of destruction. And they're going to potentially play Kong as the underdog hero in Godzilla vs. Kong.
If Kong wins, Toho will stop.
Well, that's what worries me. That's what worries me. However, on the flip side of that, Toho was okay with Godzilla losing in the first King Kong vs. Godzilla. So it's possible that they could just look at that and go, yeah, it's all right. It's not a problem.
But if they're given a choice, where Toho says, look, if Godzilla wins, we'll let you do more movies. If he loses, you're done. You don't need to tell me they wouldn't continue?
I personally think that Toho, if these movies make money and Godzilla looks good in both of them, I think they'll probably be fine with us continuing, no matter who wins.
Really?
I
don't think so.
As long as Kong doesn't, like, throw Godzilla into a volcano and then Godzilla dies, I think that, that will be fine. But if Godzilla looks good in the movie, I mean, I don't think they'll have an issue with it. They didn't in the first King Kong versus Godzilla.
Well, let me ask you a question now. If this movie, Godzilla versus Kong, makes like $1.5 billion, let's say, more than 2014, more than Godzilla 2, I'm talking 1.5 or 600 million, right? Where do we go from here? What would be the next biggest thing they could possibly do to have Godzilla face? Would they get Gamera then?
Well, I tell you what I would do. I would do exactly what you said. I would make a pitch to try to get Gamera.
Right.
Do I think that's going to happen? Probably not. But I'll put it this way. If Godzilla 2 makes a huge amount of money, I'm not saying $1 billion, but if it makes a respectable amount,
okay,
I highly expect the next phase. I don't want to say phase because that's the Marvel thing, but the next end goal for the MonsterVerse will be destroy all monsters, and they'll figure out something to do with that
after Kong.
After that.
And then will we have Mecha Godzilla eventually?
it wouldn't surprise me anymore. Beforehand, I was thinking, but now after seeing the stuff that they did in Skull Island, Birth of Kong, it wouldn't surprise me.
Now, Mechagodzilla is in the next second Godzilla Planet movie.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, right? I haven't seen the movie yet, but I know how the movie goes.
It's coming out in a week.
Yeah, it comes out on the 17th.
Next week.
Yeah. I know how the movie ends.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever version of Mechagodzilla this is going to be, like however it's going to be, it's going to have to be like over the top to the max.
It's going to have to be that they've been building this thing for freaking 500 years or something.
Yeah, because
on caliber with this Godzilla.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but this Godzilla that appears at the end of this movie is like, you could take Shin Gojira and the legendary Godzilla, put them against this thing, and he would literally, and I mean literally, just step on both of them.
So wait a minute, you said the Godzilla we see at the end of the movie. What's the Godzilla we see in the whole movie? Is it different Godzilla?
You'll see.
So it's not really Godzilla, or it's just...
Let me just say this. When they said that Godzilla took over the planet,
mm-hmm.
That's a literal, like, definition. It's not like, oh, he's just like, he rules the planet. He took over the planet.
So they're all him.
Basically, every monster you see in that trailer is Godzilla in some form.
So all these things we're seeing is extensions of Godzilla, but then at the end we'll see the real big deal?
Basically, yeah.
Wow.
That's a spoiler, so we're gonna have to put that in the title.
Spoiler.
But
okay.
I'll say it like this: Godzilla, like, he's not just like the life forms on the planet. I'll say that he's basically becoming the planet.
The planet.
Yeah.
He's everything in the planet.
All basically, like he's not like the oceans and everything, but like
the agriculture, like he's the trees,
yeah.
He's everything. Basically.
Like literally, the environment has
everything
adapted to be like him.
Would be right. Okay.
Yeah. Not to mention that, like, from the stuff, like, this isn't even a spoiler, but like the marketing and stuff that came out before this for this movie, they said that in his first appearance on Earth, like ever, he killed 3 other monsters.
Right.
Like handily killed them.
Okay.
So
what monsters?
And it didn't say.
Okay.
But the size chart for this Godzilla is out, and he's in compared to the other ones, and it's not even close.
Wow. And there'll never be a Godzilla like this again.
Yeah, I mean it's
the ultimate size.
Yeah, he's like literally like 300 meters tall or something like that.
Okay.
It's ridiculous. I might be wrong with that number, but it's an unbelievable size. Like, I mean, I think Shin Gojira, who was the largest on film Godzilla before this, I think he was 118 meters tall.
Now, we're also getting a Shin Gojira too.
Well, potentially. Nothing's been confirmed yet, but with how well it did, I would assume.
I mean, would they continue in that universe, or would they go in a different universe?
I'm assuming they're going to continue in that one. I think
they
learned their lesson. And
there's not going to be anybody to fight. It's just going to be him.
Well, I think we're going to see something that he's going to fight.
That would be good.
I'm assuming it's gonna be either like another monster, or it's going to be like another version of Godzilla in that universe.
I see. So he's going to break off, or maybe the humans are going to cause something for him to split that's not meant to be, and then he has to fight himself? Possibly?
Possibly.
Okay. Are we going to have action figures for Godzilla Monster Planet or Godzilla Planet?
Yes, actually. I actually have one already.
You have one already?
I do.
Where did you buy it?
I had to import it.
I see.
I got it for a pretty good price, though. So,
how much?
I don't remember offhand.
Okay.
I know that they're going for like over $100. I got mine for, yeah. Oh well, no, just the one I got. But luckily, I got mine for not even close to 100. So
how big is it though?
10 inches. It's a
Okay.
pretty good figure. It's very nice. It's part of the Bandai Monster King series, which is like those are the bigger figures. Very very nice figure. I know that SH Monster Arts is really the route that a lot of collectors go. I'm not really a big fan of the SH Monster Arts. Don't get me wrong, they're beautiful figures.
Send me off air on Facebook so I can look at it.
Sure. They're beautiful figures, the SH Monster Arts figures, but in my opinion, I like the vinyl Godzilla figures better. I think that just the way they're stylized just is, in my opinion, just makes them look better.
Right.
But
okay.
Yeah. So far for this movie, they made of the monsters, they've made Godzilla and the Servum, which are those like dragon creatures that are in the trailer.
Now, one more question, not related to Godzilla, though. Is the Star Wars, what is the thing that's on there, Rebels? Is that still going
Rebels.
on?
Rebels has gone MIA. I personally don't know when the season continues.
What do you mean? Why did it go MIA?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't heard anything about it.
It went off the air like mid last year. Haven't heard squat about it since.
But that was not supposed to be the end, right?
It's not the end. It's going to end. We just don't know when it comes back, which is which kind of. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I don't really want to say this on here, but I will, because this is just us speculating. But my friend and I were talking about it, and we're starting to get the impression that this was like a forced ending.
Oh, like they ended prematurely, like a year or two earlier than they wanted to. They were told to end.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to screw it up.
I don't know why. I know Dave Filoni, who's in charge of that show, is moving on to do something else.
Oh, that sucks when they did that.
I'm going to be honest with you, too. I think, and again, I don't know. My friend and I were just talking about this. We were talking about how the tone of the show kind of shifted from seasons 1 and 2 to seasons 3 and 4. It's very, very striking just how different it is.
But, I mean, let me ask you a question. If this is canon, how could they do it like a rush job where it's like canon and then they'd be accepting of it being the actual history?
Well, they're still putting a good amount of effort into it. And I don't know what the ending is going to be. It's very strange. I can't say until I see the ending. But it is canon. They are sticking to it. And the show, it's a good show. It's just they start a lot of really interesting ideas and then they don't finish them. For example, the two that stick out in my mind are the idea of the Inquisitors, which was supposed to be a very big part of the show, just vanished. And B, at the end of season 2, Ezra gets a Sith holocron, and it ends with the Sith holocron opening while he's holding it. And then literally, like the first few episodes of season 3, he gives it up. And it was like, well,
why would you do that?
Yeah, like where was that going?
Sounds like Stephen Moffat wrote a couple of those episodes.
Yeah. All right. So, what's replacing it?
We don't know.
Okay.
Some sort of animated show that Dave Filoni is doing, apparently.
So he is leaving to do a different Star Wars then?
Basically, yeah.
Now, Ewan McGregor, I heard, is all for Obi-Wan, but he says nobody's contacting him?
That was the whole big thing, because apparently he grew out his beard, and everyone was like, look, he looks like Obi-Wan. I think the guy just grew out his beard.
Just to screw around, right.
To be honest, I think he just was like, hey, I want a beard.
Hey, man, I want to be Obi-Wan for now.
The unfortunate thing is that...
I am Obi-Wan now.
Yeah, well, the unfortunate thing is that no matter how he grows out his beard, he's going to look like Obi-Wan.
Right.
He just naturally looks like that.
Right.
So, but I don't know. I think they've already told him that they're doing an Obi-Wan movie and that he's got the part. That's my opinion, but,
Now,
you have to wait and see.
How far along is J.J. Abrams with the script for Episode 9?
The last thing I heard about it was that he pitched it to Disney.
Yeah. And did they accept it, though?
I have no idea.
That's not good.
It's not bad.
Meaning he's got to pitch something else if they don't
No,
accept it.
no. I didn't say that they didn't accept it. I said I
Well,
didn't
we
hear
don't
what
know.
they did.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there was all these stupid articles coming out, too, about, and I want to ask you if this is true. Daisy Ridley says she doesn't want a romance with Poe Dameron.
I haven't looked into that. I heard that's what she said.
Did she
That's
want to
not
be
in her
with
control,
Finn?
though.
Did she want to be with Finn? Is that what the whole thing is?
I really don't know. It's not in her control. If they say that there's going to be, if they're going to be with, if her and Poe are going to be together, she's got to suck it up. I mean, that's just it.
I mean,
But,
and is that character of Rose going to continue too?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I kind of think she fell as flat as Phasma, to tell you the truth.
Oh, Phasma. I mean,
I mean, that's a new term, fat as plasma.
It's not a bad term because I absolutely agree with that. I mean,
yeah.
I just don't understand. Like, if she comes back, okay, but I'm still questioning, like, what was her point? Like, what was she supposed to do?
I mean,
like,
the way I look at it, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but J.J. Abrams has a vision, and like I said originally, I felt he should have did the next one after because and even he regretted not doing 8, but he was so glad to do 9. If you're going to have a vision for 7, and then you're going to have somebody else come and have a vision for 8, then you're going to come back and have a vision for 9. It's all conflicted. It's all like, ultimately, with permission from Disney, and he's gonna do what he wants to do. And if he wants to like wipe out some stuff that Rian Johnson did, okay. I mean, if he had a plan for Snoke to begin with, that's over. I mean, what do you think?
I think he can do what
hell he wants.
I think he can do what he wants within reason. However, he did know everything that Rian Johnson was going to do beforehand.
But it's not like he could say no to it.
Sure, he could have.
Why?
He's part of the story group.
I don't know. Is he the type to like do that, cause conflict if he doesn't agree with it?
You want to know why?
Or
I think he liked what Rian Johnson had.
Really?
I think he still likes it.
So he's not gonna. So if he likes it, he's not gonna change it then.
No, and I'm not expecting him to. Okay. I think a lot of people are thinking that he's going to come in and just start tearing things up.
That's what I think.
I think everyone who thinks that's going to be very disappointed.
All right.
I really do. Because I don't
be disappointed. I know. I don't want to be disappointed. Yeah. So
because I don't think that it's going to go that way. I think he's going to tell the story he wants to tell, but it's going to follow what Rian Johnson did.
Okay. And no layer, obviously.
Most likely not, yeah.
Not even a little bit. I mean, you're not going to do no computer-generated. They said no, right? I mean, is that what...
Yeah, as far as I know, they're not doing that.
Billy Lord's like, no, I don't want that, right? Like for her mother? Okay. So, we have to see. We got a while. We have to deal with Solo first.
Yeah.
Which I got to tell you, Chris, I'm very worried about Solo.
On that point, and this might be a spoiler for the movie, even though I don't think it is because it's going to be on all the marketing.
Oh, we did the Legos. Did you see them?
Yeah, that picture was real.
Yeah.
That leaked picture that they said wasn't real?
Yeah.
It was real.
Yeah, it's real. So he damages the ship while he tries to make...
You want to know something? I learned something over the weekend that I never knew before. And maybe I'm a noob. I don't know. I never knew that there's a reason for that gap in the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, he screwed it up probably.
No. There's like a practical reason for it.
Okay.
Apparently, it's supposed to be used to move shipping crates. And this has been a thing forever, apparently.
So it has another piece?
Yes.
All the time?
In this movie, it has it, but for some reason, it's not there.
It loses it
Yeah.
after? and never gets it back, and that's why Lando's like, "What did you do to my ship?"
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. But does he wreck it by going on that Kessel run? Like, does he? And he still makes it.
I'm assuming that's what happens. Yeah.
He wrecks the shit out of it, probably.
He probably like screws up the paint job and everything. That's why it looks the way it
Makes
does.
it a hole
in
and okay. Are you looking forward to this now, or no? Still no.
I'm still like meh about it,
Meh.
to be honest with you.
Star Wars meh.
No, just Han Solo. Like, I'm not a big Han Solo guy. So it's like, when you tell me, oh, Han Solo's getting a movie, it's like, okay.
I mean, are we going to have cutesy things in this, like porks?
I haven't seen anything in the marketing, the limited marketing that we've had.
Obviously, again, for people that don't understand, this is the Empire in Solo, because it's the past, not the First Order.
Yeah.
Are we going to see Darth Vader, I heard, in this stuff?
That's what I've heard, too.
I don't, listen, as much as I love Darth Vader, I don't want him in this movie. He doesn't belong in this movie, I don't think. I mean, they didn't have any interaction, as far as I know. Unless, of course, now they're going to have a new meaning behind Empire when he's like, I want you to join us, and then Han just goes to shoot him. I mean...
I really hope they don't do that.
Like, there's a reason why he can't stand him, and, like, there's, like, a whole thing behind it.
I personally think Vader in this movie is just going to be a cameo.
I hope so.
It's going to be even less than he was in Rogue One.
And I just can't see him in this movie.
Me neither.
Can't do it. It doesn't make sense. I mean, you're screwing up the canon, kind of. Like, it's not like he's like, go, get the Millennium Falcon, and then, no, I don't want to see that shit. I don't know what the hell's gonna happen here. I'm a little worried, actually. So.
Yeah, I don't know. Is
the Emperor in this too?
Who?
The Emperor?
Not that I know of, no.
Boba Fett's in this, though.
Allegedly.
I mean, it has to be a big part of the movie, Boba Fett, because they probably got to show, like, them having this rivalry, and him keeps getting assigned to go after him, and he keeps defeating Boba Fett, probably, right? I mean, that's...
Well, I don't know, because this is supposed to be pretty early on,
but
so
they
he
still
might not be in it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. First of all, here's the thing I don't understand, right? When I think of the past with Han Solo, I think that he's always had encounters with Boba Fett. He's always defeated Boba Fett by the thick of his skin, but he's always scared of Boba Fett. Like, oh my God, Boba Fett, right?
Well, everybody was afraid of Boba Fett.
I know, but the thing is, like, they have a history.
Yeah.
That But throw Darth Vader in there, I'm like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I fully expect to see Boba Fett in this movie, like 50%.
Unless, you just gave me an idea. Unless Vader's scene in this movie is just him telling Boba Fett to get whoever it is, a.k.a. Han Solo.
And he doesn't know his name. He doesn't know
He doesn't know his name. He doesn't know the Falcon. He doesn't know anything. He's just like, we're having an issue on Kessel with this group.
Just go take this person out.
Go take care of them, and Han Solo's a part of that group.
Right.
I could buy that. See, that would make sense to me.
Okay. Now,
but if I see Vader, I'm with you. If I see Vader, like, near the Millennium Falcon and Han Solo shooting at him, I'm going to be like, what's going on?
I'm going to be pretty pissed off, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very pissed.
I don't need to see Vader, like, fighting Han Solo with a lightsaber.
No.
That would be...
Don't even put that in my mind. I don't want to see that. Like, they did not, like, look, Boba Fett, yes. Okay? I would be like, yeah, there's Boba Fett, the whole movie, Boba Fett. But not Darth Vader, not the Empire, not the Emperor. Like, I don't really, for some reason, I don't feel they fit. Now, I don't even know what Emilia Clarke is she going to play. Is she going to be a love interest or whatever, which I'm kind of worried about, too. And, of course, they're going to show how he got with Chewie, okay. And the Millennium Falcon, okay. But I'm okay with both. Are they going to show Jabba the Hutt, too?
It wouldn't surprise me.
See, that could make sense. But now, let me ask you a question now. Is it that Darth Vader always had relations with Boba Fett? Did they have like a friendship or something?
He worked with him a lot, like
all the time, right?
In the new canon, it's Boba Fett who tells Darth Vader that the name of the person who blew up the Death Star was Luke Skywalker.
Okay.
And Vader, he's like, what do you mean, Luke Skywalker?
No, but the new canon, you're saying.
Yeah.
But the old canon, the Emperor. Well, okay. This is where it gets complicated because originally, well, whatever. The Emperor told him we have a new enemy, Luke Skywalker, and he's like, "How is this possible?" Remember that? I know they kind of screwed things up because he's trying to explain, and it's like, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying now he knew about that before the Emperor told him?
Basically.
So he's waiting for the Emperor to tell him this bullshit that the Emperor lied to him in the first place.
Pretty much, because during that time, Vader is still like, well, I'm a bad guy and I can't really care about this, but that might be my son. So in other words,
he finds out from Boba Fett, he gets really pissed, but he can't get too pissed because he doesn't. So in other words, there's a thing going on where he might want to kill the Emperor for that.
Oh, he always wanted to kill the Emperor.
Oh, because he revealed that shit.
That's even an old canon thing. Is that? I mean, it goes even further in the old canon. He tried to straight up assassinate the Emperor a few times.
Right. Is that because he put him into that suit, or is it just because of Padme?
It's the way of the Sith. Like the apprentice always attempts to kill the master.
But even more so with the bullshit that he lied to.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And that's why they always get new apprentices, right? Like he's like, "Oh, Luke, strike him down."
Either they get a new apprentice or the apprentice kills the master.
He knows that Darth Vader's going to turn on him, so he's like, "Come on, Luke, turn to evil." Okay. I can manage you for a little while, and then when you get out of line, I'll get somebody else. Basically.
Yeah, that's the Emperor's whole thing.
Yeah. And now we could have tons of Knights of Ren and tons of Jedi in 9 or something.
I hope so. I really do.
That'd be freaking great.
I'd love to see a group of like the Knights of Ren go up against like Rey's de facto Jedi Order. That'd be great.
That'd be great. Forget about the rule of 2 and all that crap.
Luke is showing up in this movie, in this next one somehow.
Well,
he's going to be there.
Yeah. Unless maybe he's not a ghost. Maybe just transported. No? It'll be nice.
It's possible.
It'll be nice if he just transported. I want a proper death. I don't want that. Nobody wants to see the hero die in a rock or die in a bridge or die on whatever. Like Captain Kirk died because the bridge fell. It's like, come on. These stupid deaths. It's like, come on. All right, we got a minute left. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye for now.